Yeah, I guess let's just touch on that a little bit. Again, we don't have to go too deep, but that happened last night. It's a move, and again, it kind of relates because I think there's quite a few fans that thought he could fit in the Pirates. I mean, he absolutely could fit the Pirates, right? So they're pining to to have a Rhys Hoskins signing. It doesn't happen, but it goes to an individual rival. It's the Brewers, the team that won the division last year, came in first place. It's also the team that said we don't want Rowdy Tellez. You guys take him so we can upgrade to a Rhys Hoskins. So again, it's okay, so we got the sloppy seconds and Rowdy Tellez while they get Rhys Hoskins. So let's talk about that a little bit. 2 years and what was it, 36 million?
34, I thought.
34?
2 years, $34 million, $17 million a year with an opt-out after year one.
Yeah, it's a good deal.
Very good deal. Very reasonable deal. I mean, he obviously missed all of last year with the knee injury, but I don't think the knee injury is going to have much effect on just the ability to just hit nukes. And that's just who Rhys Hoskins is. Rhys Hoskins is a 3-outcome player. He hits homers, he gets on base, and he strikes out. That's who he is. He doesn't strike out a crazy amount, but he does 25% strikeout rate. He's hitting a homer or striking out or walking roughly half the time. He's doing one of those three things. Yeah, man, he would fit really well in this Pirates lineup right now. They could really use a righty power bat. But he also fits really well in this Brewers team too. I think he's just going to go to Milwaukee and rake, which sucks. It's a good deal for him because he kind of gets the chance to use it as a 1-year deal if he wants to. If he goes and he shows out this year, then he goes back on the market and he can get himself a long-term deal. If if he's just so, he can kind of work it out. The opt-out is something that I don't know if the Pirates were really in on Hoskins, but if they were, we have not seen them. Well, not only have we not seen them do a multi-year deal, but we haven't seen them do a deal like this before with a player opt-out. So as far as I know, it's not something that the Pirates are comfortable doing, considering they've never done it. And if you aren't comfortable doing things like that, you're not going to land free agents like Rhys Hoskins. And you could say that the opt-out is bad for the teams. And I've heard some people say that. But at the end of the day, if the player opts out, it means he did well, right? It means he's outperforming the rest of his contract. If you're outperforming the rest of your contract, it means you probably had a pretty good year, right? So I get that the overall upside isn't really there for teams when they make deals like this, but if the opt-out happens, it means that he contributed in a positive way to your team. So I don't really think that the Pirates should be anti-opt-out just because of that, especially if it means you're going to be missing out on all these guys to teams who are in your same shoes, right? Milwaukee shouldn't have a payroll $40+ million over the Pirates, but here we are, right? And Milwaukee's able to get guys like Rhys Hoskins because they spend money and they're willing to do deals like this. And I think you've got to be willing to do deals like this if you are one of those smaller fish in the pond, like Milwaukee, like Pittsburgh, because otherwise you're just not going to get big name free agents. These are things that big name free agents want, and using these opt-outs kind of levels the playing field a little bit. It allows you to commit long term to a player, but it gives that player the option to say, you know what? If I want to leave, I can. And it's just something, it sucks as a team, I think. You don't want to do deals like this, but at the end of the day, if you don't do deals like this, you're not going to get guys like this. And you got to get guys like this.
And I guess I kind of look at it as, I'm not saying this is what went down, right? But I feel like what the opt-out could do is it might be able to lessen it, your AAV. So he wants to secure money, and he's coming off the ACL injury, right? So that takes a negative impact to his free agent market this year. So to maximize money, does he want to take that 2-year $40 million deal? Or does he want to take the 2-year 34 with an opt-out. That way he can re-enter free agency next year and then secure the bag. You know what I mean? Like how do you maximize your future dollars? Do you go in free agency again at age 32, making 40, or do you go back in next year and try to get like a 5-year, 4-year, whatever maximize? So like, I think what it can do, like, I know you're saying like it's a bad thing for the team, Jim, and like ultimately it can be, because if he's really good, you want him next year for $17 million more, the year after. But again, what you could do is it enables you to have him on a smaller 1-year deal per se next year. So it's only 17 instead of maybe 20 or 21 that he could have gotten if he got secured to, 2 full years. And like you said, at the end of the day, it works out. Like if he's good, well, he opts out. Like that was good for your team. Like you got value out of that, right? You probably made money off of the $17 million. And so fine, like you go back into free agency again next year. Like it's just more extra work, but it's not like it's someone that's irreplaceable, right? So like it's not really that bad of an idea either. Like it's just, again, like one of the things that the Pirates lack on is just creativity, and like you're saying, like if they're afraid to do that, I guess I get it. Like I would rather have him be here for 2 years than 1, especially if that 1 year was good. But if that's what you got to do to land him, at least you landed him. Instead, you have Rowdy Tellez. So like, what's the trade-off here? Having the opt-out and having Rhys Hoskins here for only 1 year, or having Rowdy Tellez here for 1 year? That's what winning clubs do. They try to win. That's all.
Yeah, I think you both hit the nail on the head there, just about the Pirates and their contracts. They're not creative enough with them. And there's some weird like subset of Pirates fans that were talking about how expensive Rhys Hoskins was with this contract. He got like $500,000 more a year than Josh Bell did. And Josh Bell I love him to death, but Josh Bell's not that good. He got a $33 million deal over 2 years.
Yeah.
Rhys Hoskins is a better baseball player than him. To me, it's not close. Hoskins, the other part of it is that he had a bad year in 2022 defensively, but for the most part, he's been a decent first baseman from what you can see.
He's not great over there, but like it's a first baseman.
Yeah, but like
almost the time.
He's a floor.
We've seen some really
player.
bad first. Yeah, but we've seen some really bad first base play. So if we're gonna go on that, that means nothing to me. The guy,
like Bernardo just said, at his worst, he's a 2-win player, which you don't have too many 2-win first basemen.
No, you really don't. Damn, I don't get it. Like, he's a guy that you should be after, and you should really like be able to outbid teams on, to me, because he's really not getting that much here. Obviously, maybe he wants to go to a contender. I don't know, but the Brewers aren't like a top flight franchise right now. It's weird, man. It just seems like they weren't in on him at all, or else they could have him.
That's a fair point, though. You bring up Josh Bell. I like that. I mean, I like Josh Bell. I believe in his talent, but Josh Bell is just too variant. You have a very bad Josh Bell and a very good Josh Bell, where Rhys Hoskins is just the dude. Like, he just go out there and perform. He doesn't have like the swings, you know what I mean? Like being bad, being good. And that's not even like week by week, month by month, but even like year after year. Like Josh Bell's had some really bad years and good years. And Rhys Hoskins has just consistently been good. Just good. So that's fair. Like, I would much rather have Rhys Hoskins at this price point than a Josh Bell at his. And I wouldn't mind a Josh Bell on this team. So very good point.
I'm comfortable enough with Rhys Hoskins and just his track record that, like, I would have given him his deal that he wanted. Like, the dude's 31 years old. 30 years old now. He'll be 31 next year. He's never hit less than, in a full season, he's never hit less than 27 homers. And in that season he hit 27 homers. He only played 107 games. Like, the dude can wake up and hit 30 bombs. He's a career 126 weighted runs created plus. He's 26% above average hitting wise. Like, the guy can rake. And you know what? If he ages poorly, and you're like, he's probably shouldn't be putting him out at first base, 6 times a week, then you know what? You throw him at DH every once in a while. Because you know what? He can hit, and that's all you really need from him. If I'm the Pirates and I know my track record, my track record in finding first baseman, and 2, I look at my system and I'm like, I don't have anyone who's even remotely close to taking over this position anytime soon. I'm giving Rhys Hoskins a 5-year, $85-90 million deal. Like, because no matter what, the dude's going to hit. The dude's going to hit that entire time. You can say that when Rhys Hoskins is 35, maybe he's not the best defensive first baseman in the world, but like the dude can hit. He's going to hit. He has established that throughout the course of his career. Like, if I'm GM Jim Charrington doing out of the park baseball or whatever, I'm signing Rhys Hoskins like long term, 5+ year deal.
To put it into like Pirates fans' terms, he's like Brian Reynolds at first base. He just hits. He doesn't hit at a like super high level, but he hits at a very good level that you want.
That's like 4 first basemen. That's fair.
Yeah. He's going to give you a 20% above average player at a position.
And
You need
super
those.
consistent.
You need them.
And again, like the injury tempers his offseason, like his marketability and such, right? I'm sure money wise, but to Jim's point, and again, like we're not doctors, I get that, but I assume the ACL injury isn't going to hamper him too much or long term. Like we're not talking about an elbow injury, a shoulder injury, like it's the ACL. I don't anticipate that being a reason why he's going to fall off. So I'm comfortable with that also.
Yeah, like
We got Rowdy.
I would have locked them up. Like I would have been like, you know what? You don't need a show me deal. Let's keep you in Pittsburgh for a while.
You've shown me. Here's the deal.
You've shown me for 6 years that you can hit, and we want to pay you for that. That's what I would have done here.
I mean, like look back at like Freddie Freeman when he was around that age. And he is on the market. Nobody really knew what they were going to do with him. I bet someone wishes they would have just taken him and locked him up. Like, you just hit at a high level for a long period of time. We'll take you.
Yeah.
I know Freddie Freeman hits at a higher level, but still.
Yeah.
It's a missed opportunity.
I agree. This is a missed opportunity. And I like the price range was there. It was a team need. It's going to be a team need. Like the Pirates have no answer at first base long term. None whatsoever. There's no one on this roster that you can feel
with Jared
comfortable.
Triolo.
Yeah, no one on this roster that you can be like, you know what? This guy's our first baseman of the future. So they should have just gone out there and bought their first baseman of the future. And he was there.
That they've been void of for like 30 years.
Forever. Kevin Young was like the last guy.
Garrett Jones had a year.
Yeah.
Adam LaRoche hit after April.
Yeah. Adam LaRoche was really good when the Pirates were 20 games below 500 already.
To be fair, Josh Bell in his spurts, I mean, he was, but like it's still not.
Josh Bell had a good month that one
guy.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
Really, it's been a black hole forever, and you had an opportunity here.
Yep, for sure to lock it down. I'm with you, but again, the thing that stings the most is it's going to the division rival, who's already leading the way. Right, they're already the reigning champs in the division, and they just got better by adding him. So there's that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people expected Milwaukee to maybe take a step back this year, but seems like they're holding on to Corbin Burns. They still have Peralta, and they've got Peralta locked up for cheap for a while now. Oh my God, they're not going anywhere. Like they won this division last year, and they are trying to win this division again.
And this is the Milwaukee Brewers we're talking about, and like they've already given out. I mean, Ryan Braun got a massive contract by them. Chris Yelich got a massive contract by them. Like they're not afraid to give out money when they need to. $
122 $122 million payroll right now. Milwaukee Brewers.
They're also not afraid to go get a pitcher when they need to, CC.
Pitcher / hitter.
Sure.
CC hits a big boy home runs then too in that run. But yeah.
You all, thank you for watching. I know we try to provide the most entertaining content that we can, and we'd love to spread it to as many people as possible. So I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you could take the 5 seconds to like this video and subscribe to the page, it helps out so much more than you know. Thank you, and let's go Bucks.
Mm-hmm.